You've just clicked on possibly the best video on YouTube to how to level up fast inside of Fortnite Season 3. And the reason for that is because we go over every game mode from Creative, Save the World, Lego, Fort Festival, Rocket League Racing, everything inside of here we go over. And if you want to unlock that tier 100 as fast as possible, I can promise you guys you are in good hands here right now for this video. You've got none of that nonsense from them fake XP videos that we constantly see on YouTube almost every day. So I'm glad that you found me. If you enjoy at any point, maybe consider subscribing. You don't have to. So how much XP do you need per season? It's actually 16 million to get level 200, and that's if you want to unlock them bonus rewards. If you don't want to unlock them bonus rewards, you only need 8 million, which will get you to level 100 pretty nicely. Now for those wondering about XP caps and when they reset, well, I've got a good overview for that for you guys. Here's the XP caps on screen for each mode. Lego is 5 levels, Festival is 6 levels, Save the World is 4 levels, and Creative is 5 levels. BR has no cap. For those also wondering on daily cap resets and challenge resets, they all happen at the same time. When your challenge reset is also when your cap resets. And for those wondering about supercharges, the way they work is if you miss a day of your dailies or any of your dailies in any set mode, it should add up to a supercharge, which will potentially boost the amount of XP you'll get to regain some of that missed XP which you missed from a previous daily. Supercharges will make you think you are getting more XP in different modes, so do consider that. If it does say supercharge, it's not the true XP, it's just giving you a bonus from previous missed daily rewards, or if Epic decide to give everyone a supercharge. Now let's go to everyone's favorite page, the quest page, and this is where XP is kind of like given as a huge overview and is actually visible on what to earn. And I'll explain it all for you guys now, so do listen, sit back, relax. But to start with, let's start off with the top one, our daily discovery bonus goals, which gives us a total of 18,000 every single day. Now to complete the daily discovery, you'll need to jump into a creative map and complete this. In this scenario, I've chose my own map, Toybox, just because I know how all the XP works and I can explain it. But you can use any creative map you want. The way it's designed is if you jump in the box, you'll gain XP. So if you're getting eliminated, you're still gaining XP. And if you're also gaining eliminations, you'll also still gain XP. You can also complete the challenges in there to get a little bonus, like 10,000 or so by the time you've done them. And you can also eliminate the henchmen in the map as well to get that extra bonus. What's really awesome about Toybox is it has every weapon for free. Not only that, there are no timers or anything like that. You know the maps where you've got to wait in timers and stuff like that? I'll show you guys an example here on screen. Here's an example I saw on YouTube where you've got to wait. They're faking the amount of XP you earn by just photoshopping the XP on screen, which is just disgusting. Here you can see this player supposedly earns 2.1 million, which is like 25 levels plus, which is unrealistic. You can only earn 400,000 XP per day in creative unless you've got supercharges overlapping and just missed days on your quests, which in total is 5 levels per day in creative. So do keep your eyes peeled for these fake timer maps. They're simply just stealing money by making you, the player, play the map longer, which then makes the algorithm promote their map more, which means they'll get paid more. So it's a really scummy tactic that people are using at the minute. So do keep your eyes peeled. And it also is bannable for the creator. There are terms and conditions against this inside of the creator side of stuff. And it also is a very big gray area for players as well. So do be careful if you are taking part in any of these timer-based maps that class themselves as XP glitches. It's super risky and it's definitely a big gray area at the moment. Anyway, let's move on from here and talk more about the quest. Now when it comes to exploring further into the quest section, I'll quickly go through some of the XP you need on these and kind of go over what we've got. So the jumpstart quests are pretty awesome. They'll actually give you a total of 135,000 XP, which will give you 1.5 levels. It's a good little boost, but nothing too major. Dailies are a little bit of a weird one because technically you have to log in every single day to do these quests. And you're really probably not going to do that in reality. The season ends on August 16th. So say you enter roughly half of them, or say you do all of them. Let's just do all of them for now so I can quickly calculate it in my head. That's a total of 3,984,000, I think. And then that's going to come in at 49.5 levels until, I guess, from today, which is like the 25th of May as I'm recording this. So if you do every single one up till then, you're going to get about 50 levels, say 49.5, but in reality you're not going to do that, so you're probably only going to play half of them days. So you're probably only going to get a push 25 dailies worth of done, but that's when you can get supercharge and stuff, which we spoke about before, and that can help you get extra XP just in game to make up for missing dailies. You'd probably get roughly, including supercharges, about 30 levels worth from dailies if you do miss a few. If you do them all and you're active, then fair enough, but in reality, in real terms, it's not likely. Okay, try a Rebel Adventure. This is no XP. These are Lego stuff. Try fishing, completely pointless. It's less than half a level, so we're not even going to mention that in our final calculation here. Weekly, this is pretty good, but they're not as good as they used to be. They're actually quite weak. They haven't really buffed them in a while, and they don't really give you that much extra XP. They're not really that good at all. In total, actually, we've got 11 weeks throughout the season, including week 0. It's actually only going to give you 14 to 15 levels, and that's even including the top thing here, where you complete 4 quests to get the 25,000. So it's not really that good. That thing at the top, the 4 quests, it's constantly 25,000. It stays at that. So once you do that, you go on to stage 2, and that gives you another 25,000. Once you've done another 4, once you do all the stages, it's a total of 3.75 levels. Then roughly estimate the weeklies, that gets to about 10.3 levels, and that's where I get the 14 and 15 from if we go all the way to week 11, which is the final week, I guess. The next one I want to mention is Survivor medals. Now inside of here there are 10 different stages per medal, and each medal stage will give you 10,000 XP, so that's 100,000 per medal, and there are a total of 7 different medals which you can earn here. You can see them just down at the bottom. You got common, rare, epic, legendary, and exotic. That is represented in the back links as well, which you also get as a free reward, which does reset every season, so you're probably not really going to do this. And usually every single season I naturally get to about legendary passively, so it's a total of 700,000 XP, which is roughly 8.75 levels. But if you just do it passively, you'll probably get to about legendary, which is about 4 to 5 levels, which is okay just for doing something naturally throughout the game playing BR. But if you heavily play BR, they could be worth looking at maybe, and just kind of knowing what you've got to do to get the next stage. Okay, ranked, there are no XP rewards inside of here. There are lots of free cosmetics though, which can be available for surviving storm circles. Milestones are an interesting one. These again are something which happens naturally. Just reading these and looking at them quickly. Thank the bus driver, you can do that. Damage opponents, eliminate players, complete dailies, travel, distance in a vehicle. You know, all of these happen really naturally by playing the game. And in total, all of these milestones actually add up to 1 million XP exactly, which is really cool. And that's a total of 12.5 levels. Again, these will happen naturally. You don't need to focus these at all. So you won't get to stage 20 unless you grind BR heavily, but you'll get a few levels from it, probably say 6 to 8, depending on how much you play. Then story, which isn't available just yet, but story quests are going to be giving you roughly 15k per quest. And there's usually a few stages, so it's probably going to give you around 10 or so levels throughout the season, the story quests. If they do a lot of story stuff, or if they do less story stuff, there's probably only really going to give you, if they do like 10 story quests, they'll give you about 10 levels. Each story quest is usually roughly a level, so I'd say if they do maybe 5 story quests, it's going to be 5 levels. So not really that good, the story stuff, but you do get some free rewards as well. So overall, adding all of these up, not including the daily discovery, because we did the calculation for that before, including the daily cap of creative. Adding all the general quests up here, you're roughly getting about 92 to 93 levels just from all your quests, which isn't that many. So you're probably wondering, Pat, where on earth are the next 110 levels going to come from? Well, we've got a few other modes and areas to explore. We've also not even mentioned the actual new page, the Accolade page, which is worth mentioning because this is part of BR and it's part of a bonus. So when you click on your collections and go over to your Accolades, you'll get a 15,000 bonus when you first click on it. And not only that, you'll also get to see all of the accolades. Now, all of these will give you a set amount of XP in game for doing, and they also give you a reward for the first time earning them, which is pretty nice. And there are a total of different pages. For example, here we've got the first in the match page, which gives you a total of 21,000 XP, all of these for the first time you earn them. Then we've got our next page, the weapon page. This gives you a total of 38,000 XP for the first time you earn them. You've got to consider though, guys, like I mentioned, in game, as you're doing these, for example, if you do 200,000 assault rifle damage in a match, it'll pop up with some XP. And then if you've not done it before, you'll get the bonus on the right where you can see there, the bonus. We're just saying how much the bonuses add up to here. Then we got our next one, combat. The bonuses from combat add up to 58,000.5, which is pretty good. And from the victory royale, we also have some more bonuses, which add up to 76,000.5. So these are some really good ones and some notable ones which you might want to do here. For example, against the world, here is where you play solo squads, you earn 20,000. Here, win a trios match as a solo, 10,000. Win a duos match as a solo, 5,000. So them are probably worth doing it. If you're pretty good at the game, definitely do that one for 20,000. You know, that's a quarter of a level instantly done just for winning a solo squads if you're good enough to do that. Now, the next one we've got is survival. This is another good page, 27,000.5 XP for the bonus rewards on here for your first time earning them. Then we've got resources, again, 32,000 for your first time earning on here. So special as well, adding all these up as well, these come at 19,000 for your first time earning these, and then over on seasonal, that comes in at about, I guess it's, I mean, couldn't work out, it's 25,000.5 per one, and then obviously the 15,000 for opening the page. So all of that together comes at around 4 levels if you do all your bonuses and when you open the Accolade page. So that's all right, but remember, you will be getting extra XP for doing these inside of BR. You can see them pop up as you are playing BR, which is really neat, and they'll be giving you a little bit of a bonus as well. So I'd say you, including accolades from your first bonus, you get 4 levels for all of them, and including your BR, which probably double that. So you're probably getting around per season 12 to 16 levels or so just from your accolades alone, which is kind of neat. I kind of like that factor, and hopefully, you know, it all comes down to your BR performance to justify how much you're actually going to be getting per game, I guess. So when it comes to Battle Royale, the way XP works, there is no cap. So if you play Battle Royale a lot, you can play it endlessly all day and have no cap. However, if you want to be coming first every single time, which you want to do to maximize your optimization with your XP, you're going to either need to play a lot of games and be very good, or use bot lobbies. Bot lobbies can be done, I think it's with an account that's level 4 or less, and it just leaves the game. As long as that's the host, you'll get into a bot lobby, and you can use these to farm XP if needed. Now, the XP in bot lobbies is different depending on how you perform, like I said, and each average length will be 22 to 25 minutes if you hunt down the bots quickly. And in this game here, which I was testing bot lobbies out, I decided to go right to the very end to get the Victory Royale to roughly see how much XP I would earn per this 22 minutes. This was a game with 20 eliminations, by the way. Let's take a look at my XP on the Victory Royale breakdown. So in total, the game length was about 25 minutes, say about half an hour, including queue times and lobby section. So if we work out the total here, we've got 46,000 quest XP. Let's take that off 81,600. That comes out at 35,600 XP for about half an hour worth of BR with queues and that. So if you work that out overall, that's about 70,000 an hour worth of BR, which is just under 1 level. So technically you can gain 1 level an hour if you are getting Victory Royales. Now in reality, how often are you going to get these Victory Royales? Probably not. And if you're not doing any bot lobbies or any farming like that, then you're not going to be gaining this optimized level of about 70,000 per hour, which is like the optimized amount. And if you're not gaining that, then it's kind of not the best method. The better methods are coming with the creative side first and then moving over to BR later. Or if you've got a lot of quests, then obviously you could prioritize BR first and then go to creative later. It all depends on the situational decision, I guess. So next we've got Lego Fortnite. A lot of people have been questioning this mode recently because they have been patching AFK methods. However, there is a new method which I found for you guys using a actual sandbox world, and if you turn off your elimination factor, you'll be able to get this to work. So let's create the world and show you guys. In total, you can earn 420,000 XP inside of Lego mode. That's 5 levels in total, and that will take you about 3 hours worth of AFKing. So to do this, you're going to need a campfire. Grab the campfire from your creative inventory and find a flatland area so you can place some walls around it. Get the campfire set up nicely here. There we are. And now all you need to do is go over to your walls section, find some walls. I'm going to use castle wall number 4. You can use whatever you want and build a simple box around this campfire. Now you want to make sure the box is as close as possible to this campfire so you don't fall out of this, because what you're going to need to do in a second is actually go on this campfire. So let's get this perfect here. Let's get this last one placed in nicely. There we have it. So you can see I'm ready to go. And because we set ourselves to not be eliminated, we are invincible in the settings before we created this world. We can fly up here, land on this campfire, and now you can just simply go AFK. You don't need to do anything weird with your control to damage it. You don't need to do any cheats or any macros or anything, which I've heard people have been getting banned for. Don't use them. You're simply just doing a legit method, chilling on a campfire, and your character will just keep bouncing up and down. So yeah, you're AFK and you can gain XP inside of Lego Fortnite. Is it worth spending 3 hours in here? Not at all. It's a waste of time. But if you're AFK and you don't mind leaving your console on, then feel free to leave it on. It's definitely an interesting method and may get patched, but it's worth doing it if you have the opportunity. But personally, I would suggest doing creative over this first before you jump into doing any of these. But you can see it is working. So with Fort Festival for XP, it's really not the best method to use. You have to physically play the game. And if you are playing it, obviously enjoy your XP for playing, and that's the same with the rocket racing as well. Generally overall though, the AFK methods have been patched inside of here, and I would avoid using it as a main XP source. Now when it comes to rocket racing, there's a few different techniques you can use. Over on your quests over here, you will get these daily quests which are activated in rocket racing, which are repeatable. These quests are constantly active. I think they get nerfed in the amount of XP you get from them for being completable. Like, I don't think they stay at 2,000 and 1,000, but they might do. I think they might actually. It's quite a decent amount. I can see that actually happening. It takes a while to do a race, so maybe they do. But generally speaking, these over here are going to be giving you the same XP as your dailies in Fortnite. 48,000 per day, roughly, is what you probably get. Maybe 50,000 if you take it to a push, which is going to give you roughly 49.5 levels to the end of the season if you do it every single day. And for those wondering about the reset with the timer at the top right, that's going to be the reset for every challenge, every cap. The reset's the same on everything, so that's how that works as well. To be honest, it's not a good method though. Overall, I wouldn't advise it. It's a pretty slow way of leveling up. But if you are playing Rocket Racing and want to pop on every now and then, you might be able to get some free XP on the dailies, so give it a go if you get a moment. Now, when it comes to save the world, the main method which most people use is going to your home base over here and then doing the endurance waves, which you see over here, endurance waves 0 to 30. The 30th one is the main one for gaining XP. However, things have been hard and badly nerfed because it's not the same. In Save the World now, the total is 320,000 XP you can earn before the cap. That's 4 levels. And also, the total amount of XP you earn per endurance has also been nerfed down to 231,000 for doing the wave 31, which would mean you would have to do both waves twice, I guess. You have to do it twice to gain the XP, and I think it takes a long time to do. So, generally speaking, unless you're an active Save the World player and you really love doing endurances and maxing out your waves, avoid Save the World. It's not the best method. Now, next up, I want to show you guys some of the creative maps that I built where I can help you guys earn XP because I know how I set it up. It's just an easy way if you want to. Check out any of these, feel free. This is all weapons free-for-all where all the hero powers and weapons are free. You can head inside of here, and the XP is actually a little bit different in here. I set it up so it's shared between all players. So when someone else gets an elimination or someone drops in, or someone gets a headshot, it's shared between everyone. It's like a sharing map. It's really fun. I kind of like it. I used it a lot during Chapter 5 Season 1 to level up. I haven't used it too much recently, but I know a few players still actively play on here, and XP still is available. I haven't added any of the new items or weapons in yet, just because I wanted to leave XP on for the players that consistently use this map quite a lot. So yeah, I got a decent amount in there just for playing a bit. Definitely worth checking out if you do get a free moment. The other map I got is an older map of mine, 50v50. You'll find it with the map code on screen. It's quite an interesting one because XP currently isn't calibrated on it, but when it is calibrated, it does really well. So maybe if you do like 50v50 and you want to give it a go, I'm going to be updating it soon, so I just thought I'd mention it in this video because by the time this video is out, or maybe if it's got bigger over time, this map might actually have players on it again, and people might start actually using it as an XP map. In here, it's simply just eliminating players to get XP, and that's really it. So that's basically it, elimination and dropping. That's kind of the main method I always use for XP because it's the most authentic way of doing it rather than sitting in front of a tank. The next map I've got for you guys is ToyWar. Here's some old footage of the map because I haven't actively played it recently because I'm actually working on it inside a UEFN at the moment. But ToyWar is currently still available for XP and it is used a lot by a good amount of players that still use this map, and I do use it as well to test out weapons and see what's happening inside of the ToyWar, so feel free to give it a go. It's similar to Toybox, but it's a zero build version of Toybox, which is a team deathmatch. It's quite fun and it's a really nice design for the map. I remember designing it. You gain XP from getting eliminations, headshots, revives, dropping in, and elimination on the guards. So do remember to do this when you're in here. Feel free to give it a go. You can get a decent amount. Again, XP is not always 100% accurate in these videos, just to let you guys know. That's why I'm not really reading out the numbers or focusing on them too much, because they're not always accurate. It all depends on where you are on your scale for that day, on your cap. And recently, I feel like they are sticking to the cap even more. So yeah, kind of an interesting one, and one that you should really be aware of if you do get a moment. And next up, 50 Fashion. Here's some Christmas footage from 50 Fashion, and just a variety of different footage going over some of the methods for XP inside of here. Again, 50 Fashion is more of a passive one, and one that if you like fashion shows and you want to gain XP for having fun, this is a good map. It's definitely not as effective as ToyWar and Toybox. However, it's a fun one to do and get an XP while you're playing. Inside of here, you get XP for claiming gold, Easter eggs, searching different boxes, and just generally playing the fashion show. There's lots of different spots you can search at, and all the XP scales differently depending on where you are on your cap. And the trophies do well later in the season. At the start, they don't do that well because the XP takes a while to reset. Here you can see I'm only getting 591 for the first claim, but later on in the season, these can get up to 20,000, 30,000 if you've got supercharges. I use this usually towards the middle of the season for XP. I'll just go around, run around, search different boxes and crates. It's a really effective way of just getting an absolute ton of XP. And this footage is actually from the start of the season, which was in December in Chapter 5 Season 1. So this is kind of accurate sort of numbers you'd be getting at the start of the season. But like I said, as the season does go on and XP does increase with supercharges, it's a really effective way, and you can gain up to like 2,000 to 3,000 per box search. mileage. That's what I was getting literally the other day as the season was coming to an end. So it all depends on how many supercharges you're getting and what you've left out on your XP. But it's a good method. Simply going on here, you can get your cap done within an hour by playing the fashion show for a few rounds, which is quite fun to do. It's what I actively do when I want to play and just have a go on a fashion show as well. I love playing fashion shows, so for me it's super fun to actually play and build as well. You guys know that I created the map, so I know all the methods. Anyway, that's the first little bit of method which we've got for you guys. Let's move ahead a little bit and kind of show you guys how else you can gain XP. There is an XP breakdown room you can go into as well. Here's another egg location if you want to use the eggs. The eggs can be effective because there's only 7 of them in the fashion show and they're scattered throughout the show. Each time you claim them will be at like different intervals, so the XP is usually pretty consistent and pretty high. That's kind of the way XP works on these bigger maps when there's lots of different ways of getting XP. If there's only a minimal ways of gaining XP, it's the same sort of kind of system. It's quite complicated the way creative XP can work, but it's definitely worth kind of working it out and considering it. Like the XP room's a good place to go if you want to learn what the values are set to for each part on the show. You can also gain XP for gaining the judge, so if you do happen to gain the judge role, you will get a little bonus for that as well. You can see here, this is from a different perspective at a different time in the fashion show. The XP can be quite high. Welcome to the show as well. When the show does start, you do gain XP. I have put some boxes in that room and an egg as well that you can search when you're in this next room as well. You get to the emote round, you gain XP for going over here. There's some boxes you can search in here as well, which I've placed now. And also there's this button you can press here. If you press on this, you will get some bonus XP for seeing that I created the map. Definitely worth doing if you make it to the emote round with a good combo. Then when you're on the show and you walk further down, you can do your emote down on the runway and you make it to the final. In there you can collect a coin, gain some XP for that. And then once you go down the runway, you can glide down here. If you get into top 5, you'll get a huge amount for getting top 5. Usually I've set it to extra large. Then when you get number first, you'll also get an extra large as well if you become first, which is pretty neat. So yeah, I kind of like that. There's also mini games in here you can play. This is an old screen. It no longer does this teleportation system. This is like an older bit of footage, but all these mini games do grant you XP and you can gain a lot in them as well. There's different ones from parkour and different areas you can go to. Inside of here, there's parkour, there's 1v1s and lots of different stuff. These are all methods of gaining XP and not many people do them, so the XP is usually a little bit higher on these. So if you do get voted outside the fashion show and you're with your friends or you see other people playing the mini games, do head over to them. There's another egg over here as well, by the way, in the mini fashion show. The XP can be a lot higher in them just because it's not triggered as often, because like I said, not everyone plays the mini games. A lot of people are playing the main fashion show. So yeah, do consider that. If you do get a moment, go and give the games a go. They're quite fun to play as well. I love playing them. And yeah, so yeah, I spent an absolute ton of time putting this video together today for you guys. I did find it helpful. Don't forget to pop in code post your item shop to support me further and subscribe to the channel. It does go a long way. Let me know in the comments what's your favorite method to use. Thank you. Have a good one. Peace.